If after age 60 you feel your feet tingling at night, your hands feel numb for no clear reason, or you feel burning, stabbing, or electric pain that no one seems able to explain, the next few minutes may explain why your nerves are hurting and, more importantly, how to stop the damage before it becomes permanent. This is not about controlling pain. This is about protecting your nerves while you still can. In this video, you will understand the worst toxin attacking older adults' nerves today, a toxin most people are exposed to every day without realizing it. And you will know exactly what is putting you at risk and what needs to change. Not someday far away, but right now. Before we go deeper, let me ask you one question. Have you ever had tingling, numbness, or burning in your hands or feet? And did you realize that blood sugar can damage your nerves even if you do not have diabetes? Write your answer in the comments because awareness is the first line of defense. And once nerve damage crosses a certain line, we do not get a second chance. Okay, now I will explain why your feet hurt with a burning sensation at night, why your toes sometimes feel sharp pains shoot through without warning, and why you were told it might be aging or it might be circulation. Doctors have found something else you are exposed to every day that seems harmless but is silently poisoning your nerves. When it is removed, the damage does not reverse overnight, but it stops getting worse, and that changed everything. This is the open loop I want you to hold on to. So what is that toxin, and how many older adults are accidentally feeding it every day? To answer that, you need to understand something basic about what nerves are. Nerves are living tissue. They are not wires. They are fragile structures that depend on oxygen, nutrients, and stable internal chemistry to function. Unlike skin or muscle, nerves heal very slowly. That means damage accumulates silently over time. Long before you feel pain, tingling, or numbness, your nerves may have already been under attack. And this is critical to understand. You do not need to have diabetes for blood sugar to destroy your nerves. You just need repeated spikes. And millions of seniors experience those spikes every day without knowing it. When blood sugar rises too high, sugar molecules attach to nerve fibers and to the tiny blood vessels that feed them. This creates inflammation, oxidative stress, and damage to the protective coating around the nerves. Over time, the nerves lose the ability to send clean signals. That is when tingling starts, then numbness, then burning, then pain, then loss of balance. One of the biggest misconceptions in senior health is that neuropathy appears suddenly. It develops silently, often over many years, while the toxin keeps working in the background. The difference is that most people with prediabetes do not know they have it. Now, I want to pause here because this is where many people say, "But I eat healthy," and I believe you. That is the problem. The toxin is not obvious. It is hidden inside foods and habits that sound healthy on the surface. Let me walk you through how this toxin works step by step. You eat something that raises your blood sugar. Your body releases insulin to push that sugar into your cells. Over time, the cells become resistant. Sugar stays in the blood longer. The nerves, especially the long nerves in your feet and hands, are exposed to toxic sugar again and again. The tiny blood vessels that feed those nerves get damaged. Oxygen delivery drops. The nerves slowly starve. And because this happens gradually, people do not connect the dots. They say things like, "It came out of nowhere," when in reality, it has been building for years. Here is another open loop. If blood sugar toxicity is so harmful, why do not all seniors with high blood sugar get neuropathy? The answer is frequency of exposure, duration, and nerve resilience. Some nerves tolerate abuse longer than others. But once the damage crosses a certain threshold, symptoms appear and they often accelerate quickly. Now let us talk about where this toxin shows up in daily life. First is liquid sugar, fruit juice, sweetened coffee drinks, sports drinks, even so-called healthy smoothies. Liquid sugar hits the bloodstream extremely fast because there is no fiber to slow it down. That creates spikes that directly harm nerves. Seniors are often told juice is easy nutrition. In reality, it is one of the fastest ways to poison nerves. Second is refined carbohydrates eaten alone. Bread, cereal, crackers, rice, pasta, especially when eaten without protein or fat. They break down into sugar quickly. Seniors are often advised to eat easy-to-digest foods, but easy to digest often means rapid sugar release. That sugar has nowhere to go except into the blood and into nerve tissue. Third is constant snacking. When insulin stays high all day, the nerves never get a break. There is no recovery window. Nerves need stable conditions to survive. Constant sugar exposure keeps them inflamed. Now, here is a part most people never hear. Some medications can quietly worsen nerve damage by interfering with nutrient absorption, especially B vitamins. Some acid-blocking drugs, diabetes medications, and cholesterol medications can deplete B12 over time. B12 is essential for maintaining the protective coating around nerves. Without it, nerves become fragile and misfire. But the cause of tingling and numbness is not always diet. It can be a medication you have faithfully taken for years. Once that is corrected, nerve damage stops progressing. Not reversed, but it stops. And that makes all the difference. Neuropathy is rarely caused by just one thing. It is often a combination of blood sugar toxicity, inflammation, nutrient depletion, and poor circulation. But blood sugar is the spark, the fuel that makes the destructive fire burn the hottest. This matters because nerves have a tipping point. Early damage can cause tingling or numbness. Later damage causes pain, balance problems, falls, and loss of independence. Once nerves die, they are extremely hard to regenerate. That is why stopping the toxin early is critical. Here is the part I want you to hear clearly. Neuropathy cannot always be reversed, but in many cases, it can be prevented from getting worse. And that alone can protect your quality of life. This brings us to the most important question. And this is where part 2 begins. If blood sugar toxicity is the toxin, what neutralizes it? What protects the nerves? And what simple changes can older adults make to stop nerve damage from progressing? In the next part, I will guide you on how to identify blood sugar spikes, the single meal rule that protects nerves, the nutrients nerves desperately need after 60, and how to tell whether your nerve damage may still be in a potentially reversible stage. Now, let us talk about what actually gives you power. If chronic blood sugar toxicity is the silent poison swallowing your nerves, then what neutralizes it? What protects nerve tissue? And what can you do in a practical way? Not as a medical expert, not as a fitness fanatic, but as an older adult who wants less pain, better balance, and a more independent future. This is where many people expect complicated answers. They expect extreme diets, expensive treatments, or miracle supplements. The truth is much simpler, and that is why it often gets ignored. The first and most important step in protecting your nerves is stabilizing blood sugar, not aggressively lowering it. Not chasing perfect numbers, but keeping it steady. Nerves do not need perfection. They need consistency. Every blood sugar spike is like a small chemical burn to nerve tissue. Fewer spikes means less damage. That alone can slow or even stop progression. This is the most important rule I teach seniors with neuropathy, and it is something most people have never heard. Never eat carbohydrates alone. Not fruit, not bread, not crackers, not cereal. Carbohydrates eaten alone hit the bloodstream too fast. Sugar spikes, insulin surges, and nerve repair shuts down. But when carbohydrates are eaten with protein or healthy fat, absorption slows dramatically. The same food that harms nerves when eaten alone becomes much safer when eaten correctly. This rule alone explains why some older adults develop severe neuropathy while others do not. Even with similar diets, it is not always what you eat, it is how you eat it. If your feet burn at night and your toes go numb during the day, pay attention to this. If every morning you drink a fruit smoothie like bananas, mango, juice, and yogurt, and you think you are eating clean, but in reality you do not realize that liquid sugar is hitting your blood before your muscles and nerves have any protection. Now try removing the smoothie and replacing it with eggs and vegetables in the morning, and move a portion of fruit to after a meal. If you do this consistently for a few weeks, the pain may ease. No magic, just stopping the poisoning of the nerves. The second key step is to eliminate liquid sugar completely. No fruit juice, no sweetened drinks, no smoothies. Even 100% natural fruit juice is pure sugar without fiber. Fiber is what slows absorption and protects nerves. Without it, sugar hits fast and hard. Older adults often drink juice because it is easy, gentle, and encouraged. Unfortunately, it is one of the fastest ways to worsen neuropathy. If you want fruit, eat it whole in small portions and never on an empty stomach. Fruit after a meal is much safer than fruit as a snack. This change alone can significantly reduce nerve irritation. Step 3 is nutrient protection, and this is critical. Nerves need specific nutrients to maintain their structure and function. At the top of the list is vitamin B12. B12 is essential for maintaining the protective coating around nerves called myelin. Without enough B12, nerves are exposed, fragile, and misfire. Many older adults are deficient in B12 without knowing it, especially those taking acid blockers or certain medications. But B12 is not the only nutrient nerves depend on. Magnesium supports nerve signaling and reduces cramps and twitching. Folate works with B12 to protect nerve tissue. Alpha-lipoic acid helps reduce oxidative stress in nerves and has been shown to improve neuropathy symptoms in some people. These nutrients do not cure nerve damage, but they help stabilize and protect what remains. Now, here is a warning that is especially important. More is not better. Some vitamins, especially B6 in high doses, can actually worsen nerve damage if taken incorrectly. That is why testing and guidance matter. Guessing can cause harm. Step 4 is to reduce chronic inflammation. Inflammation sensitizes nerves and amplifies pain signals. It turns mild nerve irritation into intense burning or stabbing pain. Processed foods, refined seed oils, and excess sugar all drive inflammation. On the other hand, foods like fatty fish, olive oil, vegetables, and spices like turmeric help calm inflammatory pathways. Less inflammation means quieter nerves. Step 5 is movement, but not the kind most people fear. You do not need high-intensity exercise to protect nerves. In fact, high-intensity exercise can worsen symptoms. What nerves need is circulation. Gentle walking, especially after meals, helps lower blood sugar and improves blood flow to nerve tissue. Even a 15-minute walk can make a difference. Movement is medicine when it is done the right way. Many older adults feel discouraged when they hear that nerve damage heals slowly. That is true. Nerves regenerate very slowly, if at all. But stopping progression is as powerful as reversing damage. Less pain, better sleep, improved balance, fewer falls. Those changes matter. One of the most harmful beliefs seniors are given is that nothing can be done. That belief itself becomes dangerous. I have seen people give up early, only to get worse quickly, because the toxin was never removed. Early nerve damage responds better than advanced damage. Mild tingling and numbness are warning signs, not a verdict. They are signals telling you something needs to change. Now let me give you a simple, practical way to take control over the next 2 to 4 weeks. Eliminate liquid sugar completely. Pair all carbohydrates with protein or healthy fat. Only eat fruit after meals in small portions. Walk for 15 minutes after eating when you can. And if you have not checked your B12 level, ask for it. Do not change medications on your own, but be aware of their potential effects on nutrients. Watch what happens. Pay attention to your symptoms. Many older adults notice less burning at night, improved sleep, and steadier balance. Even small improvements matter because they tell you the damage is not yet fixed. Here is what I want to say very clearly. Anyone who promises a miracle nerve cure is being dishonest, but anyone who tells you nothing can be done is also wrong. There is a wide middle range where you can change, and that is where real progress exists. Stopping the toxin is always the first step. Every meal you choose correctly, every liquid sugar habit you give up, is one more time you sign a commitment to protect your own freedom for the next 10 or 20 years. The final message I want to leave you with is this. The human body is a miracle of self-healing, as long as you stop sabotaging it. Do not wait until your legs completely lose sensation before you begin to regret it. Act while you can still feel that tingling, because it may be the last signal your body sends to save your future. Choose awareness, choose discipline, and choose an older age full of vitality. You deserve to walk on your own legs until the last days of this brilliant journey. If this video helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more science-backed health strategies. I am your companion from Senior Secrets book. Protect your nervous system because it is the only bridge connecting your soul to the outside world.